No, I'm about to go in. Told me that I couldn't do it, but I gotta bring it back. So they're really numb with it. Let's go. Tell me where you're from, where you stay. No, I keep it lit from the coast to the bay. Peace on the right.
If you guys are looking to buy the cheapest and most reliable Madden coins on the market, head over to buymaddencoins.com. They guarantee a 5-minute delivery on all purchases and offer 24/7 customer support. Use code MAZE at checkout for 10% off. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we are still under quarantine. I haven't changed clothes in 3 days. Let me show you guys what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the gray sweatpants and the white t-shirt. Same thing I've been rocking the past few days. Yeah. In today's video, we're going to be going over the much anticipated conclusion to my Oakland Raiders offensive ebook, part 5 of 5, and it's a hot one. But as always, guys, before we get into the video, we're going to go over the best and the worst comments of the day. The worst comment of the day goes to Zayd, who said, "Your beard looks like a chin strap to your helmet head, lol." Ha! That's so funny. The best comment of the day goes to Cole G13, who said, "When your name is Patrick and you're playing catch with your mom's new boyfriend," and he tagged this part of my video. Patrick, nice catch, buddy. Now, the comment did get 0 likes, but I thought it was fucking hilarious, so I'm giving Cole the recognition he deserves. Getting into the actual video, in today's section of the ebook, we're going to be covering the formation strong H-wing. This formation falls right along with all the other formations I've gone over. Has a very good run game, so your opponent's really going to have to respect your run. And then, of course, that's going to open up the pass game. Going over the personnel, there's only one wide receiver on the field. So if you're playing Mutt, you're going to want this to be your wide receiver number 1, the best receiver you have, the one with abilities, whatever it may be. In practice mode, I'm using Philip Dorsett for the Patriots because he's by far the fastest. I am going to be showing you guys a one-play touchdown, so you are going to need some speed out there. There are 2 tight ends on the field as well. So again, if you're running Mutt, you want some tight ends with high run block and speed. Someone like George Kittle, Darren Waller. That's who I use on my Mutt team. And then there is a fullback and a running back. If you are passing the ball, put in a second running back, a receiving back at this fullback position. If you are running the ball, sub in your fullback. So like I said, it's a pretty balanced offense. You're going to have run plays and pass plays. If you're going to run the ball, it takes about 2 seconds. Sub in your fullback, run the ball. If you're going to pass the ball, put in another running back. So again, in Mutt, I'm going to use Eric Dickerson as my running back, and I would put Saquon Barkley as a fullback here because I'm going to pass the ball to him a lot. Here, obviously, you don't have much of a choice. I'm going to put James White in for the fullback. He's a pretty good receiving back. Now, for the audibles you're going to want Stretch Alert, X Looky, Halfback Dive, F Trail, and Play Action Power O. I'm going to show you guys the play arts right here. So obviously, we got Stretch Alert, X Looky right there. We got Halfback Dive at the bottom there. We got F Trail at the bottom there, and then where's the last one? PA Power O right there, just so you guys know what they look like. Before we get into the pass plays, I want to go over the run plays for you guys. There's not much that needs to be said, but as always, I'm going to give you guys a few extra tips on how to run these the most effective. So the first run play I'm going to go over is Stretch Alert X Looky. So it is an RPO with a backside slant. It's a stretch. Now, the reason I like this stretch so much, and this is probably, in my opinion, the best stretch in the entire game, is because this fullback is motioned slightly out to the right because it's a strong formation. It's not an I form. So instead of the fullback being in line with the quarterback and running back, he's actually flexed out to the right. And when you're running stretch, this is really important because I want you to look at how big of a jump he gets to the outside, and that's going to enable you to get outside better. So watch, he gets outside. In I form, your fullback's maybe not picking that up, and then from there, you just got to make one-man miss, and you can take it off to the races for a touchdown. So once again, with this RPO, never accelerate behind the line of scrimmage, and if you need it, you can throw that backside slant for another big gain. So if they're running some kind of man coverage, run defense, or everyone's blitzing and leaving that middle wide open, that's going to keep them honest. They're going to have to put somebody back there in order to stop that. Now, the other run play I want to take a look at is halfback dive. Now, this is going to be one that you can quick hike your opponent with. Now, if you're coming out and your cadence is always a little bit different, whether you're setting up a pass play, it might take you 10 seconds to do the hot routes, and then you come out in halfback dive and you hike it immediately. That's going to be a great way to catch your opponent off guard. And I know everyone, think about if you were playing defense and then an opponent every now and then would just quick hike you and catch you on your defensive tackle or without your run D setup. It's going to really frustrate your opponent. So again, this is something you can just come out in and just quick hike it, get 10, 15 yards, and really catch your opponent off guard. Now, another thing I want you to look at is this fullback. Once again, look at the jump he gets. And I'm just running against a random defense, so I know they're in quarters right there. That's not really the best look. But watch the jump your fullback gets once again, even on the dive. He starts moving before anybody else does. So watch this. He's moving and getting up in that hole before anybody else. We didn't get many yards there, but my point was made where you could see the fullback really getting up in that hole. Pause. The last thing I want to do to talk about the run plays is how you can motion over the tight end. So if you want to have a little bit more of an even front, you can motion over this tight end. And I want to show you something. I'm going to double team that end. This can enable you to kind of get to the outside there. Okay, and if you have a fast running back, that's going to be a way for your dives to get bigger yards. If you go like you're going to the middle, all the defenders will crash towards the middle, and then you swerve it to the outside. Now, that was a bad look again because it was quarter. I'm just going against a random defense. Now, the last thing I'm going to say about the run game before we get into the pass plays is always have a run-first mentality. Even if you pass the ball more than you run the ball, make your opponent respect the run game, make them focus on stopping it, and make them come out in a heavy set in order to enable your pass game to be successful. Because if you're letting your opponent come out in big dime 1-4-6 against this formation, you are failing. You need to jam it down their throat, pause, but you need to really make them be punished if they're coming out in those formations, or else they're going to beat you. When people get one-dimensional, that's when they're easiest to stop. But if you're keeping your opponent on your toes between running the ball and passing the ball, they're not going to know what to expect, and that's when you're going to be the most successful. Now, the pass play we're going to go over first is play action power O. The reason I'm going over this first is because it is a one-play touchdown with no adjustments, okay? And I know that's what you all want to see, okay? So to start, we're going to be going against a cover 2, just a 4-3 Tampa 2. And we're going to show you guys, we got Philip Dorsett out there, no adjustments. I'm just going to hike the ball, and if we can get the time, I'm going to show you this is going to be a one-play touchdown. Philip Dorsett wide open against the cover 2, and if you have an even better receiver, great. But as you guys can see, he was wide open for the one-play touchdown. Now, when you're running this one-play touchdown, the two things you're going to want are a quarterback with high throw power, which Tom Brady doesn't really have, and a wide receiver with good speed. Philip Dorsett is pretty fast. But like I said, the corner route from Watson is going to kind of drag the deep zone over to the right and down, and that's going to enable Dorsett to get him behind him. Once again, this is a cover 2, all right? And if you get the time, just pass lead it up. Tom Brady a little underthrown there, but it is still open, and that's going to be an easy touchdown. Now, I say there's no adjustments because this play doesn't need any adjustments to work. However, there are things you can do to make it better. So to start, I'm going to block everyone, okay? That includes my running back, includes my fullback. When I block everyone, that cancels the play action. Now, I'm going to, because I have a hot route master in Tom Brady, and I use a hot route master on my offense, I'm going to put the outside tight end in a corner route instead of the inside tight end. I think that's just going to help blocking a little bit better, and then I'm going to double team that end so I can kind of shuffle out of the pocket over there, and you're going to see he's still kind of shedding me. But as you can see, he is a little bit more open than he was before. Dorsett is, and it still works. But you don't need those adjustments. All right, so now on defense, we're going to be going into a cover 4 drop out of dollar. There are 8 DBs in coverage. And I'm going to show you guys how easy this one-play touchdown is. You don't need any other routes on the field. I'm going to literally block everyone. Okay, I'm blocking literally everyone. I have one route on the field. I'm blocking 9. Okay, one route on the field. And you pass lead it to the right, and he just gets wide open. He splits those safeties, and that's going to happen every single time against any cover 4, okay? Now, obviously, it's not ideal to have just one route on the field because if your opponent sees there's only one route on the field, they're obviously going to user that. So what I would recommend doing is putting another route on the field to kind of distract the user and give you another option if the one-play touchdown isn't there. For me personally, I'd probably put that outside tight end on a post. Now, that's not going to affect that outside post from Dorsett getting open. The one-play touchdown is still going to work, as you can see. But just in case it's not, you see the one-play touchdown is still wide open as he gets there for another touchdown. But that post gives you another thing to look at, and it also is something to take the user away from the deep route. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys against a cover 3. So again, this is what a cover 3 is going to look like. Now, there is one adjustment you need to make for a cover 3, and that is simply motion in that deep post from out wide into the slot. It's going to help him get across the field faster. Now, I'm going to show you guys no adjustments. Once again, this is against dime. And again, wide open. Kind of got to swerve that because Tom Brady has terrible throw power. A quarterback with higher throw power can lead him better, but Tom Brady has bad throw power. But I'm going to show you, again, more adjustments you can make. This is the same as before, where if you just block everyone and put the outside tight end on a route, that corner is going to occupy the third better. Watch how much more open he gets this time than he was before, okay? So that's what it looks like. Wait. And you see it is absolutely wide open. Once again, the only person to get there is the middle safety. Now, the reason I manually put this corner route out here instead of the one that came stock on the play is because this one is so much shallower. You're going to see it brings this cornerback all the way down at the 40-yard line, which leaves so much more space over here, as opposed to a deeper corner route, which is going to have the corner play at around the 30-yard line. This brings him up about 10 yards more and just makes it that much more open. So that's why I manually put the corner out instead of leaving the one stock. So that just about covers it, guys. Again, this post route on the outside from Dorsett is going to beat any coverage. If there's 2 high safeties, you're going to want to run it from the outside like this. if there is one high safety, you're going to want to motion him into the slot, okay, if that makes sense. All right, so the last play we're going to go over is kind of your staple pass play out of this formation, and it is called F trail. Let me get on a D lineman here. So it's called F trail, and this is what it looks like. And the reason this is so good is because that angle route from your fullback is going to virtually beat any coverage, just depending on the timing. So let's watch R1. See how open he is over the middle of the field? And that's a big gain. If you have somebody like Eric Dickerson or Saquon Barkley catching that over the middle of the field, they could potentially take that for a touchdown. So again, F trail. Let's take a look at that angle route from White. They're going to have to user that. There's nothing that is going to cover it. Let me show you in a replay why it's going to get so open every time. Now, the reason this angle route is going to get so open is because these two tight ends right here, okay? The first route is a corner route from 84. Watch how far he pushes everybody off. He's completely clearing out the middle of the field. This linebacker is now 10 to 15 yards off the ball. And then the other route from the other tight end is a drag route, which is going to stretch everybody to the left. This linebacker goes to the left. This linebacker gets pushed off, and that leaves the middle of the field completely wide open for this angle route. So the user is going to have to focus on that angle route, or you're going to throw it every single time. Now, if the user does start going to that angle route, you're going to have the other reads as well. That drag is pretty much always going to be open. You can almost guarantee a drag is always going to be good for 2 to 3 yards if nothing else is open. But the thing I like a lot is this corner route is going to get open as well on the field. So you have two reads that almost no zones are going to be able to cover right off the bat. And the final read to talk about on this play is the backside post from Dorsett. That is going to be another one where if you time it right, it's going to be a dot over the middle every single time. There's no coverage that is going to be able to cover that. You're going to see that gets open every single time. That diving catch animation is what you want. Just wait, F trail. If you time that right every single time, this play is really difficult to stop. Once again, that diving catch, you guys know the possession catch, that diving catch, they're never going to drop it. It's impossible to hit stick it. It's just a really hard thing to stop. So I'm going to show you one more time. If you time it right, you can get that every single time. Just pass lead inside, dive. See, he was covered that time, but because of the timing, that diving catch can't be stopped. One more time. I'm going to do it third time in a row without cutting. We're looking at Dorsett. Every single time, guys. So to summarize the reads on this play, the first read is going to be R1 to White. Second read is going to be the corner route to Watson. And the final read is going to be the backside. But I'm telling you guys, this angle route from your running back is beautiful. You even get a blocker in front because of the post. So overall, F trail, a very, very good play and extremely difficult to stop. So that's going to wrap up part 5 of the ebook. It actually concludes the entire Oakland Raiders ebook I had planned for you guys. All 5 parts are out now. I hope you guys did enjoy them, and I hope you can use them online and get some extra wins in Weekend League or however you want to use the ebook. If you guys did like this series and want more, maybe a defensive ebook coming soon, please leave a like on the video and let me know in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.
Now I'm on the outside.